this guy was angry at me because he was not with me when I saw Winter's Tale, which was the silliest movie, almost unintentionally silly movie I've seen so far this year.
I still have to see that.
But
this movie,
Under the Skin.
It's been getting good reviews.
really?
Yeah, one guy was quoted as saying this was the standout film in Venice, the Venice Film Festival, and I gotta ask.
Wouldn't want to be there then.
No. I mean, if that's the kind of caliber of movie that we're working with here in Venice, then,
Yeah.
But it was a movie called Under the Skin, starring Scarlett Johansson
And a bunch of other people.
and a bunch of and a bunch of people that were just around Scotland. You know, the director Jonathan Glazer just kind of grabbed some Scots off the street and just put them in the van with Scarlett Johansson. This is like, this is almost Pedophile the movie. It's Scarlett Johansson in a nondescript white van tooling around Scotland looking for guys to pick up and kill for their skin.
Yeah.
That's the movie.
At least that's what's implied.
Well, it's pretty heavy
The implications are very heavy, but I don't believe for a second that any man's skin is going to quite compare to Scarlett Johansson's.
I know.
Maybe it's a metamorphosis.
I don't know either, but
there's a lot of things you don't know.
This movie is, bar none, the most up its own ass
film that I've ever seen.
Really, you've ever seen? Even more than My Son, What Have You Done?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Really? I mean, all right. For those of you who don't know, My Son, What Have You Done? That is a movie with Michael Shannon as a deranged mama's boy, and Brad Dourif is in the movie too. And it is literally a movie.
Willem Dafoe.
And it's a movie about Michael Shannon holding up in his house and then making demands.
And worshipping the Quaker Oats box.
And worshipping the Quaker Oats box. And then in the middle of the movie, for no reason whatsoever, Michael Shannon, Brad Dourif, and a midget in a tux just stare into the camera for 2 minutes.
I think following that...
following
garage
that,
door... I don't know if this was this following scene or I think it was before it, but the garage door opens.
In the house that they're holed up in.
And then this little toy, this little Fisher Price toy rolls out, and long pause on that, and pause on them looking at it. And, yeah,
it's a Werner Herzog movie, so that's
it's a Werner Herzog movie.
It's a Werner Herzog movie, so there you are. But
so this film,
but you're saying that this film is way more
up its ass, or I should say Scarlett Johansson's ass.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that camera was up her ass. It really was.
So all right, I fully admit that the only reason why I took Gabe to see this movie was, actually it's many reasons. One, because the major release of this week was that god-awful Johnny Depp Transcendence movie.
I'm so glad we saw this instead. Thank you.
Excuse me. And so wanting to avoid that, I don't
watch Johnny Depp movies since a few years ago.
It's sort of a boycott, a Depp boycott.
Yeah, I mean, some people will disagree with that, but some people. It's Johnny Depp. It's a bitter thing. There was a time when I was much younger that he was my favorite actor, and he did some really good stuff back in the day. Big disappointment, but I'm really glad we didn't see
Transcendence or whatever.
Transcendence. I was really kind of dreading having to see that. I'd see it because that's what we do. Mm-hmm. We see the movie.
But you're so glad that I found another movie, and especially this movie.
I almost missed out on seeing this movie because I found out my gig was going to be on Friday instead of Thursday, but we were lucky
Yeah, we're
We were
lucky.
lucky, and they were showing it all week.
Yeah. This is a limited.
Was it Summerfield?
Yeah, Summerfield. Yeah. This is a limited release. I'm not even sure how many theaters it's being shown across the United States. I think it's maybe about 25, 30 theaters across America.
We got lucky.
Yeah, we got lucky. But the best part about the reason why I took an interest in this movie was because I heard that Scarlett Johansson bears all in this movie, and she does. And she does.
Yes, and I did not know anything about this movie.
I intentionally hid it from this guy because
Yes.
I felt like this was my way of giving him an early birthday present. Because your birthday's,
It is. It's June 7th.
I will have to miss your birthday because I'll be in Scotland, coincidentally.
Oh yes, living it up with the gal. Yes.
But yeah, I'll be in Scotland around that time, so I figured, why not just take him to a movie that he'll, if not like, then at least remember, because of Scarlett Johansson's buttocks.
Which I'm a big fan of. I've made that clear, I think, in other videos.
In Captain America, at least.
Yeah. Oh, see, yeah. She was very much a Black Widow in this film for a different reason.
But her role in the film is she's an alien who seduces men in her white van.
In a, I think it was a pink shirt and skinny jeans and a
She wore like
fur coat.
Yeah, like she wore like 90s jeans. It's like sort of like that acid washed,
Yeah.
like blue and white splotched jeans. They almost look like mom jeans in a weird way.
Except that anything she wears, she just fills out.
For some reason, like for a seductress, she was dressed rather frumply.
Yeah, she really was.
Yeah, like she had like this really cheap looking fur
And I
coat
get
on.
that is really that's a testament to Scarlett Johansson's looks, because no matter what you put on her, she just shines through it.
And so that's the setup of the movie, and the point of the movie is that as a predator, the longer she stays around humans, the more she comes to sympathize with them and wants to be of them. But she cannot eat their food, and she cannot live among them, and then she rejects her human skin and dies.
It's a very simple plot. It's not a plot.
It's not really a plot, it's just plot progression. There's an arc there. So how does it fill its 100-minute runtime? With shots of Scarlett Johansson looking half awake, like somebody just tranked her off camera.
I really think they drugged her for this film. I wouldn't put it past it. I don't. It was a little uncomfortable at some points because
Like the camera would linger on her face for a little too long. The camera would, when the camera's not lingering on her like half-baked face, it would linger on like a shot of her from like 2 miles out.
Yeah.
So she looks like she's like we're looking at Sasquatch footage.
Yeah, you see her ruffling through the trees.
Or like running through the field.
It's almost it's almost that like Monty Python running scene. You know,
I read that this had a $14 million budget. What did 13 of that go to Scarlett Johansson?
yeah, definitely.
How in the world? There was no way that this film looks like a $14 million film.
Not at all.
I mean, like you could shoot this film.
Yeah.
The only excuse me. Sorry. The only like really intricate shots of this movie is when she seduces a man and she takes him to the negative zone where he sinks into
To a
the
black
blackness.
pool.
He sinks into the blackness and he's trapped in the void.
Yes.
And this leads to probably the best and funniest scene in the entire
The
movie.
most unnerving and hilarious scene.
The most unnerving and hilarious scene. So
And this guy fucking slayed me right in the middle of it. Right in the most unnerving scene where the guy kind of dematerializes in a, and that's the shock, the big shocker.
The big shocker.
Part of the movie. And the skin comes off and it kind of deflates.
And it's so horrifying. It's horrifying to look because you're just seeing
Like
a man's
jellyfish kind of.
like a human skin just kind of flapping in the wind and
Yeah.
like in the negative zone. And what I did, I just kind of leaned over to this guy over here and just went.
That's.
All right, on one hand, you're watching.
Oh my god, it was trying so hard not to fucking laugh in front of all these, really serious artistic moviegoers.
This was shown at our art house cinema in town on Summerfield, and everyone in the theater was middle aged and pretty well to do. They looked like this was like their night out. They dressed in like their nice clothes and everything, and we found out later that everyone hated the movie. Everyone hated it. And
that's at the end of the movie. There were people laughing, there were people yawning, there were people trying to get out. It was all reactions of bad.
All reactions of bad. And this guy, this asshole over here, he starts clapping sarcastically, and I'm just catching his hands. It's like,
I started a slow clap for it, and just about at least half the theater started laughing. They thought it was pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, but it's one of my pet peeves.
But I've learned tonight that is, in fact, one of his pet peeves.
My pet peeve is that I do not like drawing attention to myself in the theater. If I have a smart aleck comment, I try my best to whisper it as quietly but as succinctly as possible.
As do I. I do not speak up during a movie. Never.
No.
That's why I was biting myself and pinching myself not to laugh the whole time. I try very hard not to be an asshole, but at the end of the film, when person in front of us was, that was the worst, just not even hiding, they just almost shouted, that was the worst movie I ever saw in my life. And then someone else got up and said, did anybody like this movie? And that's about the same point that I started my slow clap, and everybody started laughing, and this guy was like, no!
You will not embarrass me in this theater.
It's like, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. Everybody fucking hates this film. Everybody was...
Well, here's the thing. I don't hate this film.
No, neither do I. Neither do I.
This is the first, funny, bad movie of the year.
There's some marks right there.
Yeah,
I was literally just clawing at myself to not laugh at certain points of this film. It was hard.
I mean, I think
this movie tests you.
This movie tests you, but it rewards you too.
The thing is, it was in a theater with other people, and with you fucking killing me every step of the way. I put in a few of my own, but god damn you, man.
This is an infinitely riffable movie because there is so little dialogue in this movie that you could make smart aleck comments all you want and you're not going to miss anything.
It's just, but I could see myself though in a private area with this film. I mean, aside from the fapping to Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, I know, private area. I mean, you're going to be
you stare off into space, Scarlett. Ah, Scarlett.
Yo, man, you're like that guy at the end of that Dracula's Pajama Party sketch.
That's what I'm saying.
Literally hopping and down with every stroke.
I'm busy, Mom. I'm that guy. But I really could see myself, aside from that, watching this movie and actually not laughing at it.
Oh yeah, you can.
It's almost like something. Also, I had very, very little sleep before seeing this. Mm-hmm. I didn't even mention that before because I thought I was going to be, a big boy and control myself. Apparently not. But I got about 5 hours sleep shifted in between things. I had because of the thing and with the band, and it was just. Maybe that was good. Maybe. But I could totally see myself watching this alone, and maybe late at night, maybe after a lot of alcohol. This is. I think this is one of those movies that if you watch it high, might be very interesting.
I don't think this is a high.
It's interesting without being high.
I don't think
but that's definitely something. That's definitely something you could try.
Okay, something you could try. I'll grant you, but I don't think this is like Wizard of Oz and Dark Side of the Moon, and then they totally sync up with each other.
The imagery is not No, It doesn't.
Well, sometimes it's psychedelic.
Sometimes, but it's not one of those kinds of movies.
No,
at all. But this is something I want to put on my shelf, and because it's like it's a conversation piece, and it's something I'm never going to forget. This experience, right?
Yeah, like this is an unforgettable movie.
I'll never forget this movie.
It's silly. It's really pretentious, but
yeah.
But I think, like, you stick with the movie, and believe it or not, it's not a chore to sit through because it's only like 100 minutes long.
There were some people who found this a chore because I mean, some people walked out.
Yeah.
A lot of people were yawning. I only yawned jokingly once, but. This was a damn good movie because it was such a bad movie, but because it was so
different.
It really was different. It's almost like something back when I was 11 years old or so. My mother was going to the San Francisco Art Institute. I was privy to sit in on some independent films that I shouldn't have seen at that age, and this was definitely like something that I would expect to see.
Yeah, this is
that section.
Yeah, this has like all the trappings of a student film, especially a student film who has aspirations to be like, say, the next Werner Herzog.
Yeah.
And like I said, the director is Jonathan Glazer, and you might know him as the director of Sexy Beast, or oddly enough, the director of the Jamiroquai Virtual Insanity video. I know, weird piece of trivia there, but. It had like all the stereotypes of bad artsy student films, like shots that linger on for too long,
shots that were completely disjointed and unrelated,
and the weirdest fucking soundtrack I've ever heard.
Oh yeah,
the soundtrack of this movie, especially when she's seducing men in the negative zone.
And there is like at least 20 of these scenes.
No. Like, let's be honest here. There's like 3 times she does this. There's 3 times where she leads a guy into the negative zone, and then.
Oh, the negative zone.
Yeah, in the negative zone.
No, I think there was.
There was 3.
Really?
There was
Did
3.
You count them?
Yeah, I count them because you have to see their dicks every time they do it.
Yeah,
so.
but there was definitely more than 3 times that she took a man into her car.
Yeah, more than that. But like every time that she goes into the negative zone to pull these guys and then do the whole
shimmy,
follow
me. And she walks backwards. They follow her, and
then they sink into the negative
zone. But prior to this, they get undressed, and every time
that this scene happens, the weirdest fucking soundtrack.
And then they focus on banana hammock.
You know what it is? It sounds like if somebody took the recording of a violin, played it backwards down the wrong end of a saxophone.
Yeah.
That is like...
That's a good way of putting it. Sounds like a dying animal, but...
It's like this dying animal of a soundtrack, yeah. And then this is paired up with...
This guy's kind of like...
There's a scene where she seduces a guy at a club, and because of that, he's just kind of grooving along.
You do this,
and again, there's nothing behind him. He's just in the negative zone, just kind of dancing around in a banana hammock. Just kind of dancing around in a banana hammock.
Scarlett Johansson is.
You know what it is? It looks like the dream sequence from The Big Lebowski. I just called to see what condition my condition was in.
Man,
this is a movie of endless fun, and really the only frustrating parts about this movie is the fact that like scattered throughout the entirety of this movie and the tranquilized performance of Scarlett Johansson. And by the way, this movie's set in Scotland, but Scarlett Johansson puts on like this so fake British accent that she fades in and out of.
Yeah.
Because I don't think there was a script.
No.
Because like every time there's like an interaction between one or two, it just felt improvised.
Some of the actors, at least some of the actors were very nervous. You could tell.
Well, maybe
I mean, because it's Scarlett Johansson, and they're nobody, but I'd be nervous.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
I'd be nervous too.
Like here, I get pulled into a van, and then I'm like, where are we going? Kind of like the scene actually, and then he's like, oh, you wait till you see this. It's Scarlett Johansson.
It's like,
what?
It's like,
You're in my movie. Here's you don't need this.
yeah, like, do I get like
just go with it.
do I get like a prompter or nothing? Nah, just.
So you're out in the woods and you see this this beautiful woman, and you kind of want to know where she's going, and you want to know who she's with, or maybe, and you want to give her directions. You probably want to give her directions because you think she's lost, and she'll probably say something to you, and then you just go with it. Okay, sure.
There's a scene towards the end of the movie where she's at her wit's end, and this another hilarious part of the movie is that she tries to settle down with this random dude out in the Scottish countryside. They're about to have sexy times, like legit, like love, but he can't find her vagina. So there's a scene where like Scarlett Johansson grabs a lamp, and she's just like down here.
They're right in the middle of it.
Right in the middle.
Right in the middle of it. They're getting soft, and then she just gets up. She just gets up and grabs a lamp, and
like she's panicking,
and then this kid goes. It's like her vagina had an idea.
I gotta think like the aliens that are targeting us. I would think that like it's revealed that the human skin that they're in is just literally like a velour suit that they can slip out of if they want to, because that's what happens to Scarlett Johansson at the end. But
I'm not even sure it's the alien. They don't really describe.
It's alien. It's alien.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, like they're a black being as they slip out of the skin, and
like a body snatcher kind of.
Yeah, like it's a body snatcher.
I was getting serious homunculus vibes.
Nah, I read that it's based off a novel and that's an alien invasion.
Oh well, that's not fair yet. No.
Well, I'm just saying it's an alien.
Well, you know, okay.
I know because, but I only know because I read the synopsis of the book, and but the movie doesn't make it clear. The movie doesn't. There's like no like saucer hovering over Earth. It's like Earth. Looks right for the taking.
Well, I like not knowing what she is. But I guess that's out.
But so she could slip out of the skin pretty much any time. But the thing that bothers me was the fact that like the aliens invade Earth. But they didn't bother to put like a vagina pocket or something right there.
They got some serious detail on this creation.
Like
this bodysuit has got some good detail.
Except when it comes to the Vagu, they just don't have anything. Like that is just an unknown void. The Vagu.
It's an unknown void.
I mean, as far as the aliens are concerned. And Scarlett Johansson isn't the only alien on this expedition, or on this buffet, as it were.
So now we get to Mr. Farr.
There's this guy on a motorcycle. He never takes off his motorcycle suit. In fact, none of the characters ever change clothes.
Yeah, I don't know. He was kind.
He's just in a motorcycle suit.
Oh yeah, it's like Scarlett's always wearing that fur coat and mom jeans, whatever.
Yeah, in that combo.
She never changes them. Wonders wash that stuff. By the time you get towards the end of the movie, you give a shit about.
You certainly don't.
No,
but there's her accomplice basically. She was the one that gave her clothes at the beginning of the movie, and she. But he never. I think he doesn't even share like 2 sentences with her throughout the entire movie.
Yeah, does he say a single damn thing?
I think he does, but you never see him on screen talking to her. So you just kind of have to put 2 and 2 together. That they're accomplices. But
again, you did have the prior knowledge. I definitely did not.
No, I only had cursory knowledge of this.
I didn't have jack diddly shit to go on, and I liked it that way.
But her accomplice is just basically there to kind of keep. I think he was there to keep her focused on, like, you're just here to eat humans, or
Yeah.
you're just here to harvest humans for their skin. Don't get no involved. Don't be Ariel and want to be a part of their world.
He was the mission face.
He was the mission fist, but like
she was curious.
But again, his role in the movie is negligible at best. You only get the sense that that's why he's there, just because your own brain just kind of filling in the gaps of the movie leaves.
Yeah, just a plot device.
Not even a plot device, because
sorry, no plot. Just a device.
Yeah, basically. There really isn't a single character in this movie. But it's not like this film is without merits, because there are genuinely unnerving scenes, like she's at the beach and she's targeting some guy who's out in the surf, but he breaks off from her because he realizes that a family is in danger of being taken in by the riptide. And he fails to save them, and while he's strung out on the beach, Scarlett Johansson just picks up a rock and just bashes his skull in and takes him, leaving a crying infant in the sand. And there's emotionally affecting, powerful scenes that when you look at back in retrospect, you kind of realize how she came to sympathize with the humans because of scenes like that. And scenes of where she's targeting a disfigured man who, he basically has John Merrick face. And she kind of realizes that she may be the only person to have ever touched him at all. And she has like this moment of hesitation before she basically does what she does and harvests his skin. Mm-hmm. And to the movie's credit, it knows how to pace itself according to that kind of barometer, because that's the last man she harvests. Yes. And then since then, but the movie just kind of tumbles over itself towards the end, because without the plot line of harvesting men for their skin, there's nothing. There is literally nothing to this movie.
Scenes where she goes into a a hiker's retreat or something, and
like she goes out, she just runs into the woods because she realizes she can't live among them, and she's in the woods. She runs into a park ranger, I think, and then the park ranger has the most stilted, most unnatural dialogue.
Yeah.
She's like, these woods are much better in summer, but they're nice to walk around in. Bye.
That was the most nervous guy of the film. Like, it was seeping, and I really felt bad for the guy.
I did too.
I felt really bad.
I think he was nervous because he knew later on in the movie he was going to have a rape scene with her.
Yeah, maybe that was.
That was probably it. That's the big climax of the movie. She basically finds a sort of a retreat, a cabin retreat that's open to the public for some reason. I guess that's a thing in Scotland. Yeah. And then the park ranger finds her. And
she has like a premonition, a flash premonition of what's going to happen or something though, because you see a flash of the guy in his coat on, like, kind of on her while she's sleeping in the cabin. Again, more bullshit movie stuff.
But so she wakes up to find him rubbing her leg, and she tries to run away, and she can't. And then
I'm sorry, but I got leading up to this though. Yeah. So she has this flash, whatever the fuck it is, and she suddenly wakes up panicked. She runs out, and she wanders through the woods. Runs, stops, runs, and then she goes, finds the truck, and the commercial truck or whatever, and she runs into it, honks the horn, getting the guy's attention, and then runs out.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
And then the guy runs after her. I don't understand that scene, but.
He tackles her, and then he inadvertently rips her skin and said, "What the fuck?" And he just kind of backs off and runs away. And I got to think that after that day, he could tell his drinking buddies, "I nearly raped an alien."
Yeah. So, fucking hell, this scene was really contrived. He does.
No,
that.
It doesn't get like really contrived until like he burns her.
That's what I mean. He gets contrived because he sees that, oh shit, that's fucking weird. Runs away, understandingly, and that's the reveal where she takes off her skin suit, her scarlet suit, and she's all black.
all black,
and it's just nude black painted Scarlett Johansson, and she's holding the face of she's holding Scarlett Johansson's face,
but it
that's
blinks.
Still animated.
It still blinks. It's
yeah.
Wait a minute, like it's not like going like a Scarlett Johansson rubber mask. Or
No. It's
it looks like
Johansson's
actual face,
yeah.
and then she blinks, and then we're like, wait a minute, did she like make it blink? You know, like did like a
yeah,
and then,
hands up the brain
or something like that. But
then out of nowhere,
the park ranger comes.
The park ranger's like, hey, I got an idea, and he comes back about half a minute later with a carrot with gasoline, and he just kind of starts just
dousing her in gasoline,
and of course, you know, expectedly lights a match and lights her on fire, and she runs off burning into the snow and falls apart and burns to ash, and then you end the movie with ash falling on the camera looking at the sky. That's it.
Snow. That was snow.
Or was it snow?
Yeah, it was smoke rising into the sky as snow fell on the camera, and that's it. All right. One, there had to have been. I get that that's the most visually appealing way of dying for that character, but one, how contrived is it that like I'm gonna splash you with gasoline and then
what you said is like I'm killing aliens.
I'm gonna kill you.
Like,
I understand that it's Scotland and they don't have a Second Amendment, so it'd be kind of weird for him to grab a rifle. I mean, you know. But at the same time, is it any weirder for him to just grab a big old can of kerosene and just like...
It's like, I know this. I've been training for this. Like, the only way to kill these guys is with fire.
They're like the Thing.
This guy...
This is...
What the fuck? I have to say, I was a little upset with the ending.
As opposed to the rest of the movie?
Yeah, but that was a good upset. That was a good bad. It was a good bad.
I mean,
the ending for me wasn't so much a good bad.
It was a veritable non-ending. I'll grant you.
Yeah.
But between...
And I was kind of... I mean, I lost hope at a certain point, but for a long time, I was waiting for the punchline. I was like, okay, there's going to be something amazing at the end that's going to just tie everything together.
Like, no.
Holy shit, they're going to backtrack on all these scenes and be like, oh, that's why we were watching her doing nothing for 40 minutes.
No, that is certainly not the case. But there are instances where there is genuine good movie making at present. I mean, like from a thematic standpoint, the film has an interest in obfuscation. Mm-hmm. There's like shots are constantly in the dark, and Scarlett Johansson is always shrouded in darkness, and even in the light, there are like
parts of her that are shrouded in darkness.
Like even the light parts of her shrouded in the darkness. When the camera's pulled out 2 miles away, and you can only see Scarlett Johansson as a little speck somewhere in the middle.
It's very good use of silhouette and shadow, and
it was
very good cinematography.
Very good
points
and lighting, effective mood lighting. And I get the whole idea of obfuscating and hiding because that's the nature of the story. But I wish that there was actual thematic weight behind the movie.
Yes.
I mean, there's a world of difference between having something like that and have that as far as like film language is concerned, but having nothing to say. It's like it's speaking in a very rich, sonorous voice, but the words are
lost.
No, it's not even lost. It's gibberish.
Yeah.
It's just absolute baby talk.
Speaking of gibberish, there were certainly times I couldn't understand the accent.
Oh, yeah. Of course, they had to go out to Edinburgh, and they find the most rural, like, mush-mouthed, Edinburgh accented Scotsman.
So they don't go with the
Basically, they talk like this. They barely close them out.
Yeah.
So that was another obstacle to run through, but because that there's so little dialogue to sort through, it's just basically small talk. It's not like...
Could have almost just done this movie with no dialogue.
You almost could have.
Had it be a pure visual movie.
It could. That would have at least would have been admirable. That would have been admirable. I still would. The movie would still suck, and there would still be more instances of Scarlett Johansson just staring off into space.
And when we say suck, we mean vacuums. I mean, like, just it sucks into another dimension. And that's why this movie is so. It feels so weird to say, but I liked it in a guilty, dirty way.
I think I do too, but not. I don't feel guilty for liking it because you can. This is a movie that you can have fun with because this movie.
Oh, you certainly proved that.
Yeah,
you certainly proved that.
You can see this movie with your smart ass friends.
Yeah.
Realize that this is going to be a pretentious movie that you can just snide your way through, and you can enjoy it that way. And even though that isn't the most sincere way of enjoying a movie. I really don't think that there is.
It was inevitable.
I mean, yeah, it's inevitable. 1 and 2. I don't think there is one wrong way to enjoy a movie.
No,
there isn't.
Not at all.
And you can enjoy any movie. Well,
that's why I
almost any movie.
That's why I say watching this alone would provide for a different experience, probably.
Yeah, you would definitely. If you watch this movie alone, you probably would get more bored with it than anything.
Yeah.
Outside of the weird negative zone scenes. But at the end of the day, I guess my feelings on the movie are just, this was a movie I think we needed to happen. This was a movie that, we've had bad films, we've had good films.
You know what? That's kind of what it is.
What?
It's kind of that gap.
Yeah,
it's that gap. It's a movie that I haven't seen,
really,
at least in a long time.
This was the kind of movie that we needed to see just for the sake of having something more interesting to talk about, other than like, oh god, are Marvel movies getting tired? Or
yeah, exactly.
This is a movie that I think I would love to watch this movie with Kyle Colgren, the Brad's Held High guy.
Oh.
Yeah. I would love to watch it with him and have some fun with him. I think he'd have a lot of fun.
Oh, he'd eat this up.
Oh yeah. I mean, maybe he would gather something from it that we missed. But I should
recommend that one to him if he isn't already on it.
No, it's still in theaters first and foremost. But this is one of those movies that this is one of those movies where you are going to laugh at if you know anything about film language or film history. Like if you're a film buff and you're watching this, you're just laughing to yourself because it is literally a student film, a $14 million student film.
Scarlett Johansson.
With Scarlett Johansson. And for those of you who are wondering, what does Scarlett Johansson's body look like naked? Well, this man over here almost applauded when the camera just kind of panned up her back and you could see her ass.
Yeah.
And of course I had to ruin it for him. I had to ruin it for him because I can't let him enjoy anything.
Oh god, yes.
So I just said to him like,
best part of the movie.
The best part of the movie, I just told him like, imagine that same scene, and he takes her hand, she caresses one of her buttocks, then grabs it, pulls it aside, and lets one out. This guy was cringing.
So I think that's about where this came from, because I did not want to subject everybody else to.
This was my proudest moment as far as movie watching is concerned.
He got me. He got me good. He got me good.
He was just. I've never seen you cringe as hard as you did at that time.
Because I was in. It took me to heaven, and then it.
It's like I took you to the Shire, then right back.
Just slapped it right down, didn't you?
I took you to the Shire, then right back to Mount Doom.
Oh man. Oh god.
I think this movie needs to be seen with friends. This is a movie that needs to be seen with friends. Don't see this movie. If you're going to see this movie, first off, good luck. I'm not sure if anyone who watches...
We could say we saw this in theaters.
We could sell this in theaters. like we're going to brag about it.
Yeah, I saw Radiohead with like 6 other people back in 1988.
It's like, I think you're lying. Like, we're gonna brag about it like that. Oh yeah, one time I got into a fist fight with the dead Kennedys.
This is going to be, I think this is going to be on my shelf just so I can point at it.
Yeah,
and say,
I think this will do.
What do you want to watch tonight?
Well, Under the Skin, Scarlett Johansson, I haven't heard of that movie.
You haven't?
Oh, goody. You say with a knowing smile. I think this is going to be a movie I'll wind up owning one day, too. But, I don't know, like, rounding up my final thoughts on the movie, though, is, I want to say I like it, but that is a deceptive statement in that people are going to feel like, oh, what, you like that pretentious movie?
Yeah.
It's like, no, I don't like it because...
Well, there's the guilt I'm talking about.
Well, yeah, it's one of those movies where if you say you like it, it's... How many times have I said that statement? It's one of those movies. I'm sorry, that's a nervous.
It's all right.
Yeah.
The implications of when you say you like this movie, it's not.
Yeah, it's the implications of the.
It's different.
Yeah, it's different. And when someone says if they ask you to like this movie, and you have to kind of and you're on your back foot as you're saying like, yeah, I like it despite its pretentiousness and despite the fact that it really has nothing to say at the end of the day.
Yes. But when it comes down to it, and you have to explain why you are, I don't know want to say attracted to the movie, but why you gravitate.
You find it fascinating.
Why you gravitate towards the movie in a way like you can't look away. It's kind of it's the fact that you can't explain it says something about the movie. The fact that I can't explain exactly how I like it, that's why I like it, I guess.
Yeah, it's just one of those movies that makes you question... I did it again.
It makes you question your prior experiences in other movies, to be honest. It's just... What makes a movie a movie?
It makes you re-examine, one, the movie, and your attitude towards movies. This is a movie that I'm just going to throw it out. I like it.
And that's what I said at the end of the movie, as you rushed me out, that I said, I love this movie.
Loved it? Oh.
That's what I said.
I know, you said it, but...
Well, I was being half asinine, I was being half serious.
Because, even like all the good, bad movies out there, no one really loves good, bad movies. They like good, bad movies, but I've never met anyone who says, oh, I love Plan 9 from Outer Space, or I love Manos. Mm-hmm. They like them, but I don't think love is it's too sincere an emotion to equate it to the kind of enjoyment that we derive from the movie. I mean, like, other movies you love because with all earnesty and all sincerity. You don't love, let's say, Space Mutiny.
I do love Space Mutiny.
Well, like
That's
Space
hilarious.
Mutiny. I mean, Space Mutiny is, bar none, my favorite good bad movie. That is, I can watch that movie with or without riff tracks and be endlessly entertained by it. But I can't bring myself to say I love that movie, like saying like I love Shawshank Redemption or I love A Scanner Darkly. I can't bring myself to use that same kind of verbiage that I use for movies that I genuinely adore.
Yes, how dare I?
So you're saying that love is a word that you can equate to movies like this?
Love. No, it's just I was really relieved to experience something that was so different. I think that's what it was. Is that it's the tragedy that of becoming desensitized and just kind of bored and complacent about going to see a movie and almost knowing that it's going to fit into this or that category and breaking that up a little bit it's a nice experience.
I did say that the point of this exercise of seeing a movie a week is to hopefully be surprised by something.
I was definitely surprised.
Well,
I was very surprised.
I mean, I guess I'm in the same boat as you are because I was surprised that I wound up while looking back on this movie and laughing as much as I did in retrospect. I didn't laugh as much during the movie, probably because of the setting. But in retrospect, I realized how silly and how infinitely mockable this movie is. And I like that movie for it. I don't love that movie. I don't think I can love the movie for something like that. It needs to, actually resonate with me on an emotional level.
Like I said, I was laughing as I said, I love this movie. Because it was half serious, half not serious.
Yeah.
That translates to like.
Okay, so you intensely like this movie, but I guess.
Well, you see, I think what's important or something I should mention is that I have body dysmorphia, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know what body dysmorphic disorder is, that's where you basically are puzzled and never content by your appearance, and you tend to apparently.
Gabe.
Yeah.
Are you sure you want to go into this on public?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
No. I'm pretty comfortable with it by now. But thank you for
all right,
for checking me there before I go through that door.
Yeah.
But
because I can edit this out. I can edit this out if you.
No. But thank you.
All right. Go ahead. Say your piece.
Yeah. I was actually writing about it earlier, kind of analyzing it. But where was I? Basically you can tend to hallucinate a little bit sometimes about your appearance. It becomes a delusion, and that's why when watching this movie, there were certain points that kind of triggered me a little bit. Especially the one, because there's so many scenes where she's looking in mirrors at her body, and that's just like that's like straight out of the fucking book, and that did something. That did something to me.
So it was emotionally resonant for you in places.
Yeah, and I know that that's not something that most people are going to get because it's a personal thing, and that's why for me it has certain aspects, certain facets that were very, very interesting. So that's my personal take on it.
So. Right now, do you feel like this is one of the best or one of the worst films you've seen this year?
Well, that's almost a loaded question because it's like
how would you grade this movie if you had to put it on the win column or the fail column?
Beige.
You can't put it into one area or the other.
That's why I want to. That's why this will probably end up on my shelf.
You don't feel like all right. You don't feel like it could comfortably rest here. I think I could play.
Okay, I think I see what you're saying is basically if I had to explain or recommend the movie to someone, like if somebody came to me saying, "Hey, how about this movie?" It's almost like I'd be stopped for a few seconds trying to figure out what kind of person this is who's asking me. I think that might be key. Is each person is going to have a different way of looking at it, because I can guarantee you that a lot of people in this theater straight up did not like this movie. They were very vocal about that. So I don't want to, because I had certain parts of this movie that I enjoyed, tell somebody else, yeah, go ahead and watch it. It'll be an interesting new experience for you, because they might, slap me the next day and say, what the hell did you make me waste my time and money for?
Well, I think this is one of those asterisk movies for me. I did it again. Fucking shit.
It's okay.
Well, gotta break the habit. I would put this in the win column personally, but this is one like an asterisk. It's like certain circumstances apply.
Yes.
You have to know what the kind of movie you're getting yourself into. On one hand, you can say that part of the enjoyment is derived from the fact that you don't know much about it and that you're taken aback by how pretentious it is. But
you know what? Just tell the person it's a very artsy film.
Yeah, like if you're
that's about the best simple roundabout way of trying to prepare somebody for the experience. Yeah. It's a very artsy film.
Scarlett Johansson.
It's very like an indie artsy film. Be prepared to love it or hate it or anything else in between.
And Scarlett Johansson's naked in it, so.
But you might hate it. It's very likely. It's very likely. Oh, and Scarlett Johansson's
also naked.
Holy Grail of an ass is present.
And she does not poop.
God, I hate you. Hate you.
Under the Skin. Scarlett Johansson doesn't poop.
I hate you, man.
You know that's what butts are for, right?
You're the worst man I've ever known.
Till next time.